What's up everybody, it's Wyatt with Rate Up Gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at my dark team that I used to clear the level 60 Necropolis run, made up of only 3 stars. The idea to try this team out came up during a conversation I had with a friend last night where he saw the run where I used Hanabi to clear level 70 Necropolis without any 5 stars, and he made a joke. He said, why don't you clear it with just 3 stars now? And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, see what happens. So I went back home, threw this team together, and attempted to clear Necropolis in the first place at all with it, and it actually was able to clear up to level 60 so far. So I just wanted to go over this team, just kind of a fun little 3-star only team that can clear the light Necropolis right now. So right now on the team we have Falsh, Adil, Rebecca, Arlie, Dorothea, and Suzu, and these are going to be the members that make up this team. The idea was to take the leader skill of Falsh. So Falsh, when she is placed as your leader, she's going to give 65% attack to dark units, and then she's going to give 20% HP to the party. And as you know, 3 stars just kind of have those naturally lower base stats than 5 stars and 4 stars, so that extra little 20% of HP honestly is the reason I think I was able to beat this, because I barely survived the run, which I'll show you guys at the end here. And it did help. That HP did make a difference. So she is also giving herself that 100% skill gauge, so she sacrifices 10% HP at the start of the battle, gets that skill gauge up, and then she ulties right away. The reason this is important is that paired with her is going to give the whole team Pierce. So this is going to kind of take place of that Viren ability, where Viren is a 5-star, he was giving everybody Pierce. He is a 3-star variant that can give your team that same ability, so any kind of Pierce's active skill will also trigger when Adil is going. Moving on to the next column, we back up here, take a look, we have Rebecca. Rebecca is going to be giving everybody skill gauge. So every time Rebecca ulties, she's going to buff the skill gauge of all allies except herself. So she ulties, everybody else gets their skill gauge up, and this being a 3-star only team, it's nice to have ultis coming up a lot, because that's primarily the reason that you're surviving and barely kind of scraping by in these higher level Necropolis runs. Rebecca is also going to be giving that extra 20% skill damage to dark units, which is really nice. Any kind of damage that we can assume here is going to be very helpful. We have Arlie supporting Rebecca, so if we take a look at Arlie, Arlie actually is inflicting damage. She's restoring her own HP, so she has a little bit of survivability there. While Arlie's HP falls below 50%, she's going to get 35% attack to herself, and then while Pierce is active, she's going to get an additional 35% attack. So with that Falsh Adil column, Adil activates his skill, your team now has Pierce, you're going to be getting extra damage on this column as well, while that Pierce is active keyword there. Moving on to the third column, we do have Dorothea as the unit taking the slot there, and Dorothea is going to be giving your units recovery and bumping up their light resistance. She's also going to be removing all debuffs off your team, so this is going to just kind of cleanse you of anything that's kind of doing a negative or harmful effect on you. It's going to help this team survive where it needs all the help it can get, keep them healthy and moving. So Dorothea's got some pretty nice abilities here. So when the dark units fall below 50% HP, they're going to receive a 20% attack buff. When the dark units fall below 20% HP for the first time, they're going to be healed for 10% of their HP. And then anytime a dark unit takes damage, every time it's going to give a 1.5% attack buff up to a maximum of 15% to that unit. So she's kind of healing, giving them extra attack as they get damaged. This nice little trade-off. It's really pretty cool. Alright guys, backing up, we have a Suzu on that Dorothea column, giving that skill gauge when she ulties, giving the attack damage to the leader. Suzu's just, you guys know she's a great support for like almost every team. It's crazy. And for the weapons, we have the Flux Spear on Falsh. Adil is going to give that Pierce to all allies. Flux Spear is going to get that damage buff because it's giving the Pierce attack. We have the Habakiri doing the same thing, giving that 50% attack to the whole party while Pierce is active. So with the way Falsh's skill gauge is working, getting that 100% right away. She's going to ulti at the beginning. All these weapons are going to trigger, and she is going to just be doing as much damage as she possibly can. We have the Hand of Orcus on the soul for Falsh. This is going to be when a buff is up, we're going to be getting that extra damage. And we have a Habakiri soul on Rebecca to give that extra pierce damage for the whole party. Alright guys, lastly on Dorothea, we have the old staff. This is going to be giving that damage up for the party every time a skill goes off. And for the soul, we have the old bow. So as the HP falls, which happens a lot with this team since they're just all 3 stars, it's going to be giving an extra damage buff as well. Alright guys, if we hop on over to the level 60 Light Necropolis, grab that 3-star team that we put together, and gave it a shot. I want to show you guys the run that I actually went through. All right, guys, hopping into it, we should have Falsh and Agil ulting right away. As you guys see, the Pierce goes off, so we're getting that damage buff right away from all of those weapons and abilities that have that while Pierce active. So this is the key to the team hopefully winning, is we can just stack up some dark damage, keep activating Pierce, and clear out the Necropolis run. Was able to clear this run before I recorded this, so it's going to be interesting to see. When I did the clear the first time, it was just barely. This team cleared the level 60 Necropolis, so I'm seeing if it can do it 2 times in a row here. We moved on to the second stage with pretty low HP. I mean, it's expected. These are just all 3 stars. They're healing a little bit. I mean, we have the Dorothea heal, and we have the Arlie on Rebecca's column. She's giving that every time she hits with her ulti up, she heals, but it is not a dramatic amount as compared to fully built teams. And these units don't have fully maxed out mana boards, and as you guys could see in the level breakdown, they didn't even have full level, some of them. So I was at, I think it was 6,400 power-ish, so we weren't even breaking 7,000 for this run here. We are on to the third stage with still barely any HP. We have the triple ulti coming in. It should, yep, 3 ultis. They're so weak. It's gonna be... Yep, it did it. It's twice in a row. Yep. So there it is, guys. We have the second run I just cleared with the level 60 Light Necropolis with just 3 stars. No 4 stars, no 5 stars. It did it twice in a row. I'm not saying it did it well, but it was fun doing that. So we were able to clear it out with the 3-star only team. I highly doubt this will clear out level 70, but if you just want to have some fun and you actually want to farm up level 60 and you don't have any, you know, 5-star darks, 4-star darks, anything like that, this team will get the job done. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, watching the World Flipper content. If you're new here, hit that sub button. And remember, guys, if you hit that thumbs up, it'll bring my rates up. Peace, guys.